Greetings, witches, wizards, and magicians. In this video, we'll be breaking down the latest Hogwarts Legacy cinematic trailer. This is an interesting trailer for a number of reasons. It's much closer to the reveal trailer in feel, and that's probably because there's a lot of pre-rendered footage. So, not a lot of gameplay footage here. But wait, there's actually a lot of Easter eggs hidden in this trailer. So, if you want to see everything I've spotted, stick around. I think I may even know where our journey begins and what that implies. So, let's get going. The trailer begins with a witch giving an owl a letter to deliver. I love the shade the owl throws her way. It's as though the owl is saying, "Hey, don't you know I'm nocturnal? You want me to find this person? Do you know how far I have to fly to reach them? I'm not a migratory bird. Go get one of the snowy owls to do this." On the topic of owls, this is a long-eared owl. It looks a lot like a great horned owl with those head feathers, but the difference is that the vein or leaf-like feather patterns here. Great horned owls don't have that. I love the orange eyes because even though Slytherin is my house, orange is my favorite color. Please don't tell the headmaster that. He's kind of opinionated about the color green. Now, who is this witch sending off the letter? Let's zoom in. We can see an elderly witch with no eyeglasses being reflected. Right now, Professor Heckhead is the only witch that fits that description, but I don't think it's her. So perhaps it's a ministry witch? She may not be crucial to the story. As the owl takes off, we see a snowy owl up above and a barn owl below. The next shot reveals that we were just inside the owlery at Hogwarts. As we fly over the school, we see students on brooms. Okay, that gives us one important detail. Hogwarts is already in session, so we're past September 1st. The owl flies into the Great Hall, and we see some students casting spells at one of the tables. I always wondered if the candles were real, and it looks like they are because the owl appears to be dodging them. I guess it's also fortunate that students aren't pelted by hot wax. These could be everlasting candles, which were mentioned in the books. Each of the tables has a table runner with house designs on them. The students are levitating a book, but then the book drops, revealing the face of Natsai Onai. So that's another detail we know now. Book levitating is apparently a pastime. In all honesty, she's probably helping another student learn to levitate objects. We know she transferred to Hogwarts from Africa with her mother, who is the professor of divination. There's a nice little gag here as the owl flies through nearly headless Nick, and the ghost pretends to almost lose his head. Classic. We see the owl fly through the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. Isn't this owl supposed to be delivering a letter? The students are gathering around their professors. This may be Poppy over on the left. It reminds me of her anyway. And she's in Hufflepuff. The students are upset. Something happened. We didn't see anything unusual before we flew over Hogwarts, so could it have come via news? Has something happened outside of Hogwarts? The students ask Deputy Headmistress Weasley what is going on. Professor Weasley, who also happens to be the Transfiguration Professor, says that she doesn't know what magic caused this. That's very vague. Realizing that the person the owl is searching for is not at Hogwarts, the owl takes off. The owl flies over the Forbidden Forest. Hey, that's the wrong way. There's some stray blasts of magic that nearly hit the owl. You gotta watch where you point that wand. We see two students getting swarmed by giant spiders. One of the students casts a freezing spell, probably Glacius. The other student casts Incendio. Next, we cut to a chained-up hippogriff getting harassed by a poacher. The poacher is wearing a skull mask. It reminds me again of the villain in the reveal trailer. It looks like the owl distracts the poacher from casting a spell at the hippogriff. Why the heck is that poacher trying to kill the owl? If only our little flying friend could set off that explosive red barrel. Now some of the other dark wizards join in. These guys are really into laser shows too. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, we see a dragon trying to toast some kids for breakfast. Luckily, they've cast Protego, which acts like a soap bubble that doesn't pop. That horned dragon is a Hebridean black dragon. Known for its brilliant purple eyes, the Hebridean black has bat-like wings and an arrow-shaped spike at the end of its tail. Well, that settles that. For some reason, this is the first time I noticed the purple eyes. It was hard to see them in the reveal trailer. I mean, I saw the spiked tail, but the purple eyes in this trailer put that mystery to rest. Remember those cows we saw in the second gameplay showcase? Yeah, that's what these dragons like to eat. Hey, can everyone stop trying to kill our little owl friend here? You know, I would drop that letter too after all of that. No, wait, no, someone is catching it. See how that roll doesn't deform into mush? That's because the wizarding world uses parchment rather than paper. Parchment has been used for thousands of years and is made of animal skin. Perhaps that's what all the sheep or goats running around the countryside are used for. The use of parchment for letters would be extremely important to hold up over long flights, especially with all the rain. Anyway, Back to the trailer. We see Big Ben in the background. We're in London. Big Ben was completed in 1859, so well before the time frame of this game. I think we are supposed to assume that this person here is the player. That means that our character lives in or has traveled to London for some reason. Reading the note clearly startles the person. You can hear an audible gasp. This is probably our acceptance letter into Hogwarts. So, if we are discovered in London, that could mean we might be strolling down Diagon Alley, or taking a ride on the Hogwarts Express in the game. One can only hope, right? Though we won't be traveling with any students because they're already in school. I tried going frame by frame to see what was written on the letter, but it's just cursive scribbles. You can make out the right corner of the Hogwarts crest. The top of the crest folds just like it does on this note. Also, it looks like in the bottom right, there's a bird logo. It's not easy to make out, but it looks like a bird that has spread its wings. So this letter is official Hogwarts correspondence. There's the familiar music of Hedwig's theme that plays as the person on the street reads the letter. I don't want to play it, or I might get a copyright strike. We go through the person's eyes and are transported all the way back to Hogwarts. And it looks like the owl made it back safely, which is great because I was worried about that owl. Go have a nap, buddy. So, that's the trailer. Is it just me, or does it seem like all the students are going to know why we are showing up at school? The gameplay showcases kind of made it seem like nobody took much notice of us. This trailer makes it sound much more dire that we arrive at Hogwarts immediately. I really don't want to get my hopes up that we will get to stroll down Diagon Alley. I keep trying to come up with a narrative based on the trailer, but I'm having difficulty doing so. I think something bad happens in London. Somehow you survived, stopped, or were involved with the event. Then the ministry detects you because you're underage. But I'm not sure how Hogwarts gets involved or why they would be searching for you so desperately. The more I think about this trailer, the less sure I am about the direction of the story. They definitely have me intrigued. What's your theory based on the trailer? I'd like to hear it, but only if it doesn't involve any leaked material. Thanks for watching. Wizard out.